Today on Dylan Talks Tone, we're going to talk about electric guitars versus acoustic guitars. What's the difference? This is going to be fun. How's it going? My name is Dylan. This is Dylan Talks Tone. You know, on this channel we have over 400 videos having to do with all kinds of stuff about guitar tone, guitar tech, adjusting them, setting them up, pickups, electronics, all kinds of stuff. If you are new to this channel or you're just now checking it out, do me a favor and hit the subscribe button and the little bell next to it. That way you'll know the next time we do a cool video just like this one, because this one is actually a little bit of a bonus thing in addition to a series that we're doing right now on guitar strings. Okay, so we're talking about guitar strings, and we've been talking about the various aspects of tone, how they affect guitar tone. Okay, because it is really one of the most important things having to do with your tone is your strings. It's like the first line of interaction between your hand and the guitar. One of the questions that is like blowing up my inbox over the last few weeks as we do this series on strings is, why does an acoustic guitar string have to be heavier than an electric guitar string? And if you're new to guitars or you're not super familiar, they measure the string in the cross section in thousandths of an inch, okay? So let's say the high E string on this guitar right now is a 13. The high E on this string is a 10. So it's a lot, the cross section is a lot smaller and it weighs a lot less, and that's going to be very important in a minute. So we have on the low E down here, on this guitar, I believe this is a 46. And on this guitar, it's a 56, so it's a lot heavier. The materials in the strings themselves are different. That's phosphor bronze with a steel core, and this is nickel steel with a steel core. So what are we getting at here? Well, first of all, electric guitars and acoustic guitars are completely different in how they make sound. And this might be a little bit, people are not going to like this conversation, but let me tell you what, this doesn't do the same thing that does. It just doesn't. An acoustic guitar is, by all intents and purposes, a percussion instrument, okay? So think of the body of the guitar almost like a drum. If we were to tap on this, how is it making sound? It's making sound because we're vibrating the top of this guitar. The air inside the guitar is moving. It is being amplified. It's coming, it's hitting our ear by motion of air, okay? And it is making sound, right? So sound waves are being produced by the fact that we are vibrating this top, it is being amplified, and then being sent in a sound pressure wave to our head, and goes in, does the ear thing, and we hear it, okay? That is done on a very small scale when we strike the string of an electric guitar. But for the most part, we're actually just hearing the vibration of the string itself. Okay, where this is actually the amplifier. It is amplifying a sound wave, motion of air. An electric guitar is completely different. The point of an electric guitar is to change this vibration energy into an electrical impulse using the pickups, and then it's amplified by a speaker, by an amplifier, sent to a speaker, and then that speaker moves the air and comes to our ear. The reason it all comes back to the difference in string weights is that we need enough mass, okay? So we need the string to have enough mass and weight to move that wooden top. And that is where the whole concept of tone woods came into play, because the thickness of the top, the bracing that's used inside, the grain count, the grain density, all that sort of stuff affects how the box, how the soundboard right here amplifies the motion of air that moves air that comes and hits our ear. So if we were to put electric guitar strings on an acoustic guitar, it would work. But the mass of the string would not be enough to vibrate that top sufficiently to have the right sound. And it would be a completely different sounding guitar. That is why doing a string experiment like we've been doing over the last few weeks and choosing different guitar strings means so much to me personally on an acoustic guitar, because it really does make a difference in how much the sound moves and how much you hear and feel through the air. On an electric guitar, the mass of the string moves completely differently. We're going to do a whole nother video about magnetic fields and how all that works and how that, if that, affects your tone, because it's a completely different animal. The bottom line is, the reason you have different string weights is because you need mass over here to move the soundboard. You do not need mass over here to move an electric guitar. All you needed to do is to act on top of the magnetic field that is the pickup, so that the pickup can then, as a transducer, which is, it's a magnetic transducer, convert the vibrating energy into an electrical impulse and send it to your amp. That's the difference. So they do completely different jobs, and that's why we have different weights. If you have any questions about this or anything to do with guitar tone, let me know in the comments below, and maybe I will make a video just for you. Keep an eye on this series about guitar strings, because I think we've got 5 videos done and we've got 1 more, and we're testing some acoustic strings too. This has been really fun. Do me a favor and hit the subscribe button, and that way you'll know the next time we make a cool video just like this one. What strings are you using on your guitar? Have you experimented with all this string weight stuff? Let me know in the comments. We've been talking about it for the last few weeks, but if you're new to this series, I'd like to hear your thoughts.